2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan with me tonight. Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. And Allie LaForce is reporting on the sideline. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. You look at the Timberwolves. Here in the middle of the regular season, they've been able to get the 4th best record in the conference. And, of course, the Rockets, a couple spots below.
And seeing where the Rockets are, they're in good shape in the standings with the postseason on the horizon. Maybe a notch below where we thought they'd be.
Yeah, and it's time for them to change their mindset a little bit. Start showing a little more urgency and get some momentum going before it gets too late in the season.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. The big men on the floor for him, Randall and Gobert. And it's McDaniels in at the 3, the small forward. And for Houston, Smith and Şengün make up the 4 and the 5. Thompson is out there with Tari Eason. And it's KD in at the 3 slot. Bangs home the trifecta. You know, when you break down these teams, Greg, they are excellent on the defensive end.
Yeah, so let's give credit to their coaches that they prepare their teams well, motivating their guys to give that consistent effort. And he's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
Randall with the bucket. Randall's got 5 points so far.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Durant against McDaniel. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. The Minnesota Timberwolves coming to this one after the win against the Bucks in Milwaukee. And, Greg, these boys veterans really seem to have triggered a shift for the Rockets.
At the same time, it's going to be Houston's young talent that determines their future, and they've already shown they can make a major impact.
Randall's gotten all 3 of his shots to fall for him. 3 for 3. McDaniels against KD. And no questioning the greatness of Kevin Durant. But, Greg, trying to get back into championship contention.
Yeah, and since his 2 titles with the Warriors, disappointment with the Nets and Suns, can he get a shot at another ring?
First one falls for him.
Such a unique player. Kevin Durant, pure shooter, incredibly skilled, all at nearly 7 feet tall.
He hits both from the stripe. And, Greg, when you're dealing with this Timberwolves team fairly deep with size up front,
that can wear you down over the course of a game, and especially in a playoff series, a real strength of this team.
Here's Randall. It's rebounded by Houston. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
You guys, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out, though. If you're going to shoot in the low 30s, you're going to end up losing a lot of games.
Watching the film, guys, they were poor offensively. I expect much better execution tonight.
Outside Edwards. Driving in. Oh, he just jams it right over Şengün. Wow!
Well, that was unbelievable. Not many guys can do what Ant-Man just did.
Oh, that's an outstanding view from the AT&T Connected Cam. DiVincenzo against Thompson. To the inside. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Timberwolves passing it around. And here's Edwards from the arc. And there's Gobert putting it right back in.
Well, it's like Gobert's got magnets in his hand. He's led the league in rebounding before in his career.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Well, the Timberwolves have have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is me. Back to you.
Fills it up with the best. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. So the Rockets end up going with a whole new group. Minnesota making some changes. Now Miller. Reed with a screen for Conley. Cracks in the tray.
I'll tell you, you give Conley the ball and trust him to make the right decision.
Rockets trail by 4. Shepard, the pass to Okogie. Now here's Adams, out to the wing. Finney-Smith, and right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Pass to Okogie. Here's Shepard, over by Conley. Shepard with the ball. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Minnesota on top, up 1. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And let's quickly break down the game we're watching with the Timberwolves, guys.
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Randall and Reed holding down the post spots. Dillingham is out there with Conley, and it's Clark in at the small forward position. Rockets trail by 3. And you look at these Rockets, Greg, pretty fearsome on the defensive end.
I mean, great length and athleticism on the wings, and a defensive-minded coach in Ime Udoka. They'll make you work for it, no doubt about it.
Now, here's Clark. Nothing on the board. Bounce pass Conley. And Reed has it in the corner. 5 to shoot. No good from Clark. Şengün drives in. Here's Okogie. Good, and the assist goes to Şengün. Şengün's got 3 assists tonight. Here's Dillingham. And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Nothing is better than winning on the road in this league. It's so difficult. You savor every one of those.
Kevin Durant comes in for Adams. And it's Thompson in for Josh Okogie. And then for Minnesota, McDaniels comes in for Clark. And it's Edwards in for Dillingham. Now, here's Reed. Coming off a stellar performance against Milwaukee. It's Edwards on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. 4 on the shot clock. This one for 3. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
Here's Shepard. McDaniels defending. Now Shepard shoots over McDaniels. And rejection by McDaniels. Now we get a chance to check out some stats for Alperen Şengün.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Smith comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Tari Eason subbed in for Shepard. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Greg, in the middle of a season like this, what possible road bumps could teams run into?
Well, I think it's important that players not fall into that trap of looking too far ahead, right? This is when it's important for a team to stay focused and be in the moment. These are the dog days of the season.
First free throw is good.
A focal part of this offense. In addition to his scoring ability, Randall is also a terrific passer at his position.
And he makes the first but misses the second. So Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise player. G.A., how good do you think he can be?
Well, some were ready to anoint him the new face of the league. But if they're to win the franchise's first title, there's another level he's got to reach.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thank you, guys. Anthony Edwards is truly a superstar on the rise. He said, quote, "People forget how young I am. I'm not even touching my prime yet. I'm just trying to get more efficient as every year goes by." Back to you.
Yep, a star on the rise. Allie LaForce with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks. Rebound by Smith.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Thompson against DiVincenzo. Durant deciding where to go with it. And then jammed down as it goes right over Anthony Edwards.
Oh, Kevin Durant, unreal.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. DiVincenzo passes to McDaniels. And here's Randall. Back to McDaniels. Randall, a screen on KD. And finished off by McDaniels.
Well, you can't sleep on McDaniels' athleticism if you're the defense. At 6'9", he can absolutely hammer it home.
Rockets trail. And here is KD. He's coming off a 19-point game against Oklahoma City.
And he did a lot of work on the glass as well. He impacted the game on multiple fronts.
Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Timberwolves lead by 2. And let's hear from Allie LaForce, who joins us from the sidelines. Allie?
I'm with Coach Udoka. Specifically on defense, would you say there's more to clean up in the paint or on the perimeter?
A little bit of both. We got to protect the paint a little bit better. They hit some tough mid-range shots, but they also hurt us on the offensive glass. So keep them off the glass, make them beat us from the perimeter. I think we'll be in good shape.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Allie. And folks, don't go away. Halftime is here, and we'll be right back with you after this break.
Glad you could join us. The story tonight for the Houston Rockets through 2 quarters, a tightly contested matchup.
We need a department store intercom. Attention all ballers, attention all ballers. We have a missing defense. Paging the defense, paging the defense.
That was pretty good, Shaq. You might have a future in retail.
Shaq, to register 4, please.
Let's shift gears now and see how things are stacking up in the Western Conference.
You know, for the Rockets, they've underperformed thus far, but they're still tremendous. Now comes the hard part. They've got to tinker with the team until they find that championship recipe.
That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game, Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Nice game. Great performance by Julius Randle.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
And so here is Houston. A 2-point game. They'll see Durant and Smith playing up at forward. Thompson is out there with Tari Eason. And it's Şengün in at the 5. And that's the group in there for Ime Udoka as we begin the second half.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Scoreless thus far. 3-pointer Randle. Drills it from outside. Randle's got the lead up to 5 now for Minnesota. And Stan, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have.
Gobert with a screen for DiVincenzo. Edwards against Eason. Clock at 6. The 11-footer. Edwards, no good. The Rockets shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Thompson dishes to KD. Houston moving it around. Launches a 3. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. KD's got 9.
That's a scary sight for the defense. The last thing you want is for Durant to find his rhythm from downtown.
Here's McDaniels. Gobert the screen. And here's Edwards from the arc. And it's Durant with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Pass to Thompson for the lead. And the foul on Tari Eason. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul.
The Timberwolves have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Here's Randle. The shot misses. Smith with some nice D. Şengün finds Durant. Now here is Smith. back to Durant. The tray. Oh, the silky smooth three from KD. So, Stan, when it comes to preparing your team for a game, as a coach, what are the main things you're trying to get across?
Well, look, Kevin, I think the main things is you've got to decide what the main things are. And when you've got maybe an hour to prepare a team for a game, they're not going to be able to go through everything you would like them to know. But you got to decide. You got to prioritize. These are the 2 or 3 things we've got to get done tonight, and you've got to have a clear understanding of those.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Now here's DiVincenzo. Still without a basket. To halt the run. Randall no good. Rockets leading by 3. In the corner, it's Eason. Smith outside. Şengün with the screen for KD. Just 5 on the clock. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And it's Smith finishing it off.
And smart play by Smith. Using that build to get in there and just fight for the rebound and the finish.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. New lineup here for the Timberwolves.
Substitution on the court.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Conley, the pass to Reed. Now Dillingham. Back to Reed. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
And for Minnesota, number 19, Jerome Marangeli.
Here's Shepard, covered by Conley. Shepard with the ball. Here's Finney Smith. And we've reached the end of the third. Houston on top as they go on a 10-0 run to end the period. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for Minnesota, trailing by 5. So on the floor for Minnesota, Randall and Reed holding down the post spots. Dillingham is out there with Conley, and it's Clark in at the 3.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Here's Shepard. To Okogie. 3 on the clock. Over Dillingham. Off the mark from 16 feet out. Timberwolves trail by 5. Now Conley. Randall outside. From downtown, make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His second three of the half right there.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Shepard with the ball. Here's a Kobe. Reed with the rebound.
And look, he's had an off night, but it won't matter as long as they hold on to this lead.
Randall outside. To tie it up. Şengün with the rebound.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Here's Shepard, guarded by Reed. Here's Şengün. Shot clock at 6. From outside, he drills the three.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Timberwolves trail by 5. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. Houston with a big group substitution here. Jabari Smith, he's jacked in for Steven Adams. Kevin Durant comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Tari Eason's jacked in for Josh Okogie. That's Thompson in for Shepard. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. McDaniels comes in for Clark. Edwards, he's checked in for Dillingham. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. Now here's Edwards. It's Randall. McDaniels, a screen on Smith. Randall. Strong move off the glass.
Well, in that situation, you know Randall's going to be calling for the ball. That's a nice take.
It's a three-point game. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Kevin Durant. Gobert there for the rebound. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Thompson against DiVincenzo. Randall surveying the D. And that one falls.
And you'll never see Randall back down in a big moment. He's looking to be the guy when they need a bucket.
Now here's Durant. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Gobert there for the rebound.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened to Ime Udoka's huddle. He thinks they're still very much in this game, saying it's right there, but it's on us to take care of it. We have to make it happen, hoping to inspire his team here.
Allie, thank you so much. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And you can tolerate gas like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. Well, given the scenario here, how do you approach this next possession?
This is where great coaching can pay dividends.
Well, they'll likely only get one shot at this. They need to make it count.
Durant. Durant throwing down his sledgehammer.
And Durant has been in these moments before, welcoming any opportunity to knock down a big shot.
Edwards against Eason. Now DiVincenzo. Handle a screen on Katie. McDaniel. That's in there.
Yeah, but D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the court.
To win the game. Missed on the three. So it's Minnesota taking the W in a close one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin.